Good evening, councillors, members of the public and staff. I declare the Ordinary Council meeting on the 3rd of November 2021 open at 5:30 p.m. Will you please stand, everybody? I wish to acknowledge the Garrett people as the traditional custodians of the land on which we stand and meet and recognise their strength, resilience and pay my respects to their elders past, present and emerging. Thank you. Item 3, recording of attendance. This video and audio of this meeting has been recorded and live streamed to facilitate community participation for minute-taking purposes, which may be released upon request to third parties. In accordance with Section 616, the Town of Port Hedland Standing Orders, Local Law 2014, members of the public are not permitted to use any visual, audio, electronic device or instrument to record proceedings of any meeting unless that person has been given permission to do so by the presiding member. Members of the public are also reminded that in accordance with Section 617-4, the standing orders, mobile phones must be switched off and not be used during the meeting. 3.1 Attendance. I note that all councillors are present. Attendance will be listed in the minutes of 3.1. 3.2 Entertainers. Attendance by entertainers, telephone communications, there is nil. 3.3 Apologies, there is nil. 3.4 Approved leave of absence, there is nil. 3.5 Disclosure of interest. Are there any disclosure of interest, councillors?
In regards to item number 11.3.3, proposed aerodrome and workforce accommodation, I need to declare a financial interest.
Okay, thank you, Councillor Zuki. Item number 4, applications approval of absence. Any request for leave of absence at all?
Yes, thank you, Mr Mayor. I have one request from Councillor Gillingham for the period November 15, 2021 through to November 24, 2021.
Okay, thank you, CEO. Thank you, Councillor Gillingham. Can I have a move a request for Councillor Gillingham to leave of absence between the 15th of November and the 24th of November 2021 be agreed to? Can I have a mover, please?
So moved.
Move. Councillor Coles, thank you. May I have a seconder, please?
Second it, Mayor.
Seconder, Councillor McDonough, thank you. All those in favour, show of hands. Thank you. The motion is carried 9-0. Councillors, are there any other leave of absence while we're here?
Yes, thank you, Mayor. I'd like to apply for the 20th of November through till the 27th.
Okay. Thank you, Councillor McDonough. Are there any other leaves of absence at all? Yeah, can I get a mover and a second for Councillor Coles? Thank you, mover. I have a seconder, please. Councillor Zilke, thank you. Is anyone against? Councillor McDonough having holidays? No. Okay, motion is carried 9-0. Thank you. Item number 5, response to previous questions. Response to questions taken on notice from members of the public and elected members at the Ordinary Council meeting held on the 29th of September 2021 are printed in the agenda, with written correspondence has been sent out to each person who asked a question, and responses to the councillors have been sent out to all councillors via email. Item 6, public time. Ladies and gentlemen, this is an opportunity for members of the public to ask questions and make statements to council. Section 6.7-3 of the Town of Port Hedland Standing Orders Local Law requires members of the public wishing to ask questions to complete the completed form in the tray provided. If the presiding member determines that the questions and statements are out of order due to offensive or objectionable expression or defamatory, they will not be recorded or responded to. I declare public question time open at 5:35 p.m. Mr. CEO, do you have any questions at all?
I've received none, Mr Mayor.
Okay. Do you have any members of the public wish to have any questions at all? Ms. Corey Jacob, yeah, please come forward, please. Can we state your name, address, and please for the record, please?
Good evening, how are you going? My name is Gloria Jacob, 76 Sutherland Street, Port Hedland. I'm a member of Port Hedland community as well as the committee member of the Port Hedland Chamber of Commerce and Industry and chair of the Economic Development Action Steering Group. My first question is to the CEO and to see if the CEO has contacted or written correspondence in relation to item 11.3.3, the mining tenement. Has the CEO written letters to the Premier, Mark McGowan, the local MLA, Kevin Mitchell, the Minister for Mines, Mr. Bill Johnson, and other opposition leaders of the state government to request their support of the resolution made at item 11.3.3?
Thank you, Mr Mayor. The answer is no.
Question 2. Is the CEO intending to lobby the local member and the politicians to support the resolution Council has made tonight?
CEO,
Thank you, Mr Mayor. Subject to the decision of Council tonight, that will obviously determine where I go in terms of the administration.
Well, just to clarify, the resolution doesn't state anything about your lobbying politicians or state government to support your resolution. Your resolution states that we are opposed to the application, and 2, that you are given power to negotiate if the aerodrome and the accommodation village are not part of the proposal reached. So there's no direction for the CEO to actually correspond with politicians to request and lobby for their support.
CEO.
Thank you, Mr Mayor. Well, I guess the short answer, Ms Jacobs, is that at the moment it's an officer recommendation. It's not a resolution of Council, and I need to wait until there is a decision of Council. Council may choose to amend or change or alter or defer that item. So I'll wait for Council to make that decision and then I'll take action from there. But on many occasions, correspondence and other types of forms of communication are carried out for Council resolutions. They're not always covered off in the actual resolution itself.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Jacob. Do you have any more public questions at all? Yes, Perry? Your questions or statement? Oh, okay, sorry. Please sit down. It's coming up. Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, you can stay there. I'll just close public question time at 5:38 p.m. and I'll make public statement time open at 5:38 p.m. You can come back now, please. Sorry. Could you please come forward, put your name and address, please, and remember to fill out a statement form if you haven't already done so. Thank you.
My name is Mary Josephine Wynne. Can everybody hear me, please?
Yes, we can hear you. Thank you.
My address is 5 Finch Court in South Hedland, and I am a retired after-hours nurse manager from Hedland Health Campus. I would like to congratulate Mayor Carter and all councillors who have been elected after this election. It is indeed refreshing to see an imaginative and visionary council elected. There has been a very clear mandate, Mayor Carter, from the people of Port Hedland that they support your vision and look forward, as I do, to seeing improvement in the town of Port Hedland and its surroundings. It is indeed refreshing to see a council who are completely interested in the future of Hedland, to improve it and to make it a place for all of us to live, work and play. I am indeed delighted to see such a council instead of somebody or some people who, when elected, are there for their own good and their own interests. I would also like to remind some members of the public that the decisions that the councils have made are for the council to make and not for them. Thank you.
Thank you. That's kind words. Thank you. Do you have any more public statements at all? Could you please come forward, state your name and address, please, for the records? Thank you.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, yes.
I can. My name is Gail Victor. At the moment, I have no fixed address, as I am homeless, living in a car with my pets. That is not okay. I've lived in Headland for 15 years, registered nurse working at the local hospital, now retired, looking after sick people of the community and taking care of them. Now the wheel is turned and I need help and cannot get any. That is not okay. I have brought this subject up with numerous councillors previously, as well as the mayor. The mayor told me I could live in my car under a tree at the civic centre. That is not okay. That is not Australian. I know housing is not a local government responsibility, but you could lobby and fight for myself as well as the other homeless people at the moment living in their cars. I'm not the only one. You could lobby and influence the state government so that we could at least have affordable seniors accommodation, a retirement village, and, most important, a roof over our heads. Thank you.
Thank you. Do any more public statements at all? Yes. Yes, Ms. Jacob.
Oops. Thank you. My name is Gloria Jacob, 76 Sutherland Street, and I gave you my former why I'm here. I'd like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land on which we live, and their leaders past and present as well in my statement, and also acknowledge the sadness of what I've just heard. It's really not okay, and I'm very sad to hear that Gail, who's a long-term member of our community, is that, and more so disappointed of you, Smick, and Mr. Mayor. That's not okay. Let me get on to what I actually came here to address the town of Port Hedland about. Item number, I'm just here to make a statement on item number 11.3.3. Celebrate the amazing opportunity and the project that's going to be developed in our backyard. It is the size of what the project is recommending. Just to give you some context, is over 473,000 ounces of gold a year over the next 10 years. Now, gold currently is sitting at $2,300 odd an ounce. So this project is considered one of the top 5 gold mines in Australia. So what I'm asking council to do is consider the magnitude of the project and the magnitude of the impact that it could have on the town of Port Hedland. Imagine 600 operational and 900 workforce, construction workforce living in town. What a catalyst that it has the potential to transform Port Hedland. We've been here watching industry grow around us. Today, we are a town with less amenity, less businesses, and an issue around accommodation and workforce that has been here for what I feel is the last 50 years. And we've got people on council who have grown up here, so you would understand and appreciate my words moving forward. So the resource is no different to North Cal, and if you're not familiar with gold mines, North Cal is what developed Kalgoorlie. Look at what Kalgoorlie has, look at what Kalgoorlie has become. For us not to take this project and the significance of it and the size of its development into consideration when we're talking is really not getting up to speed with what's going on. The potential for you as council here to not sell out the town by not just opposing the licence, and I've spoken to the developers and, you know, the project proponents. They're amazing. This is a truly magnificent project that's going to have the potential to assist Port Hedland to be the Port Hedland that the Visionary Council has. So for us to lobby state government to support any resolution made in opposition to the aerodrome and the workforce being located 60 k's out of town is a no-brainer. We really need to negotiate with the miners to ensure that they understand that we are operating in a totally new world. This world is not 50 years ago, 60 years ago when Iron Ore first came. Their project will diversify the industry that's going out of Port Hedland. The workforce, their biggest risk is the safety and risk factor to their workforce in travelling. Remembering that Mooka operates about 32 k's outside of town. They've been operating for 10 years. This is probably, I've just been told, not 45, but 60 k's out of town. It is achievable. We can mitigate risk. We do that every day in our lives. And travel and risk to workforce is not only based around the travelling time. It is based around mental health and well-being. People being connected to community, feeling a sense of value, feeling that they have contributed is exactly what will ensure the well-being of workforce. Workforce needs to be connected. They're not connected in transient workers' accommodation. We have an international airport right here. And if you ask any businesses, the biggest, most worrying issue for business in Australia and indeed in Port Hedland is workforce security. Now, we know that the town of Port Hedland is working on a Dharma with other local governments in the area to actually, and there's been conversations around travel bubbles. So to actually secure workforce means to have them living here, being able to utilise our facilities which currently exist. So please, my statement to you is, please do not undervalue the size of the project that is occurring in our backyard. Please do not undersell what the potential and the catalyst it could be to transform Port Hedland to the vision that you all have. And please, in your proposed council's proposed resolution officer's recommendation, add another point that says council directs the CEO to correspond with all levels of government, in particular the Minister for Mines, who makes recommendations to the Premier himself, and indeed let's make Kevin Michelle work for his very, very well-paid job. So for me, it's about taking the seriousness and the size and the scale of this project and realising that we as a council and a community working with the proponents will have long-term benefits and be and really fulfil some of the visions that you have. So with that, that's all I have to say. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Ms Jacobs. Do we have any more public statements at all? Mr Blanco, please come forward, state your name and address for record, please.
Hello,
council members, new and old. My name's Camilo Blanco and I'm 18 Hullway, Wedgefield. Just want to comment on one of our senior citizens that came up and just spoke, Gail Victor. And let me give you some advice on how to tackle a situation like that, Mr. Mayor. The same sort of thing that I used to do when I had situations like that was just go and see the Minister for Housing directly, face to face, and ask him to sort the issue out. And if he did not sort the issue out, then you would be in the media telling the media that they have not sorted the issue out, and we have a 66-year-old homeless girl living in her car with her dogs that you've told she can live under a tree.
That's not correct.
Well, why would she say it? Okay, so, you know, yourself and the council, you know, should go to the minister and ensure that our elderly people do have a roof over their head so they can stay and live in Port Hedland. Now, I came into this council in October 2020 after you were first elected, some of the councillors that were here previously to the election, and I said I was really happy with the new council. I didn't say I was happy with the mayor, I just said the council. And I talked about the things that you need to understand as elected members, which one of them was the budget. And that you are ultimately responsible for the town's financial position and spending. And obviously I wished you all the best and said if you need any help, you got my number. So, we are 12 months on re-election. Most of you are still the council members that were here previously. And I'm going to give you a report card. And my thoughts, obviously. The most detrimental position any WA council can take is to support new FIFO camps in regional WA. And that means Port Hedland. And especially not supporting them in our boundary. And that's exactly what you did when you supported the new West End planning scheme. You didn't even know that you don't have the power to object or refuse any FIFO development application in the West End area. The new scheme gives that power to the WA Planning Commission, now and into the future. Now you've got an item coming up tonight, De Grey Mining wanting to build a FIFO, a workforce accommodation and an airstrip. So, you know, it's going to be a hard sell to try and stop them to do that when we're allowing FIFO camps to be built in the heart of Port Hedland, and the scheme allows it, and yous have not objected to it. On another note, the major works that have been done have hit a major speed hump. The skate park, the JD, the works depot in Wedgefield, not finished, but the contractor's gone broke. Our local medium-sized businesses that have worked on these jobs are owed millions of dollars. The smaller sole traders are financially devastated. Some of them don't know if they'll be able to continue. Now, staff knew of these financial issues 12 months ago. The contractors knew that there were problems, but believed the town would not throw them under the bus. That's exactly what's happened. The administration is not taking any responsibility for the financial losses suffered by our local trades on these jobs. Were you not told of the ongoing financial issues with the builder? What are you doing to understand these issues now? And how much has it cost ratepayers currently? And how much is it going to end up costing over the next 5 to 10 years? The reason I say that is because it's obvious to me that the company you authorised to build and construct were in financial trouble a long time ago. What shortcuts did they take to save costs and themselves? Because that's what happens in the building industry when someone's going bad. Lots of shortcuts get taken. There's no warranty now on the works performed. And if you couldn't manage the main contractor's financial position back then, how are you going to manage the actual developments themselves when they were going on? Now, these sort of things have been outlined to the council over the last 12 months. The controls that were required to stop these sort of problems were outlined in the Audit, Risk and Compliance Committee meeting on the 10th of August 21. So you should know that there was problems. The administration knows that there was problems. And now we've got our local businesses that are owed millions of dollars. So, in my opinion, obviously the town remains responsible for those ongoing or outstanding costs. So my main point here, obviously, is what are you going to do about it? Because the media, I think in the last newspaper article, they were talking about the name of a boat. That's pretty good, considering what's going on. So in conclusion, I just want to talk about Gail again and remind you that you are elected representatives that are supposed to represent the people that live in our town and the problems that they have. And if they've got problems in housing, then I would expect all of you to jump up and try and help out somehow. Because she's clearly not getting help from the local member, because he's absent all of the time, and from our local upper house member, Stephen Dawson, who is a minister no less. So all he has to do is turn his head to the Minister of Housing and say, hey, let's sort this problem out. But that hasn't happened. So it's up to you to do it. Thanks.
Thank you, Camilla. Do you have any more public statements at all? Okay, I will close public statement time at 5:57 p.m. 6.3, petition, deputation, presentation and submissions. We have received 2 requests for deputations. The first deputation has been received in accordance with Standing Order 6.10 from Mr Andrew Beckworth and Ms Bronwyn Campbell on behalf of De Grey Mining Limited in relation to item 11.3.3 of the agenda. Mr Beckworth and Ms Campbell, you're invited to come forward. You address council for up to 10 minutes. Sorry. Councillor Zook, you'd like to leave the room, please? Thank you.
Hello everyone, I'm Bronwyn Campbell, Community Relations General Manager for De Grey Mining.
Hello, I'm Andy Beckworth, Technical Director of De Grey Mining. I've been working on the project for 6 years, and I'll give you a brief update in a second.
Yeah, we're going to just, with our 10 minutes, Andy's going to go through a bit of background. A lot of you already know a bit of background about the project, but I just want to say it's really interesting to be here with you all tonight and to hear other people's views on what this project looks like. I just want to let you know that from our perspective, we are there's so much happening in the town of Port Hedland, so much development, coming forward. We want to be part of the future, the exciting future of the town of Port Hedland. We see ourselves as a project that is going to be around for a pretty long time, and we want to be part of the future, which we see as very exciting, so much happening.
So I'll, sorry, just this, sorry. I'd just quickly like to take you through some of the aspects of the project, because I know some of you probably haven't heard it firsthand. been working on the project for 6 years. We discovered Hemi, the big deposit, only in February really last year, and it's been a whirlwind for us. It is, like was mentioned earlier, it is going to rate as one of the top 5 gold producers in Australia currently. We are looking to improve that. We've just finished a scoping study, and we haven't been able to talk about all of these things except in the last 2 to 3 weeks. So we, as an ASX company, we can't talk publicly about many of these things until they're published. So we are really right on the forefront of what we're trying to do. So just wanted to make a few, couple of clear facts about this thing. We're on Gary Yarra land, is the Hemi discovery. We do have other deposits on some of the other native title claims. So we're working with all of those groups already. The deposit looks like it'll be a minimum of 10 years. We're trying to push that out to 15. And we've currently just finished the scoping study, and that is a very high level scoping work of studies, mostly technical. We are now advancing into a PFS where we start to make some big decisions. And we only just put the resource together in July. So we only finalised that so we could finalise the scoping study in October. So we've just recently raised some money so we can continue our quite intensive work. We have 120 people already employed working on site at various camps. As was said, it's going to be about somewhere between 400 to 500,000 ounces a year for a minimum of 10 years. We're pushing for 15. That is a big project in a gold sense. Obviously not compared to maybe the iron ore industry. It certainly hasn't got the longevity of an iron ore deposit, but it is in terms of a fairly long period for a gold deposit. And we're aiming to make it bigger. So as a geologist, this is a magnificent discovery. It's what dreams are made of. But there's a lot of hard work still going on to even understand what we've got. Okay, so a lot of the things we're doing right now, we're trying to keep the timeframes short. So we've set ourselves a target to hopefully start construction in 2023. It's roughly a 2-year build. So we would hope to be getting into production in 2025. All being well, with approvals, etc. And many of those approvals require long lead items, and tenements are one of them. We've had to apply for haul road type applications, and this is the camp and the airstrip that we're proposing. So we understand that people might not fully understand what we're trying to do, but we have to apply for these things and get them moving. It's part of the process of many things and balls we're juggling on a daily basis. I'll just make sure I've got a few facts right. I would like to add that, we're not saying we won't have people in Port Hedland by having the camp. All we're saying is we've got to mitigate travel on the highway. That's all we're saying. So we need a camp that houses people while they're on site. Okay? So if those people come from Port Hedland, not a problem, but they will be asked to stay on site for their roster. Not their day shift, their roster. Okay? Because we don't want people going back and forth. We'll encourage as many people to live in Port Hedland as possible. But the reality is not everybody will. So we can't control that. We will be encouraging that as a board. My biggest part of the board is being technical. As part of the board, our biggest mandate is to make people safe while we work. So that's what it's about, safety, from our perspective. So as we go forward, we're expanding our capacity as a company, with many people being added on a daily basis, I might add. When I started, there was me, pretty much, and now we've got 130 people or something. And that's been over 12 months, that change. So we're grappling with that as well. Where I'd probably like to say is one of the first people we employed was actually Bron on the community side. It started off with the native title, and now we've been trying to get into the community with various discussions with various groups. So I suppose where we're coming from with the camp, we need a camp to house the people. And at the moment, it's looking like 600 people long term need to be employed to work that deposit. those 600 people will be around for at least 10 to 15 years. During construction, 2 years, there'll be roughly 900 people needed to do that, and then some people blending in as the ramp up to start up. So capacity to house those people is needed not in 5 years or 4 years, but in roughly 18 months to 2 years, and we have to have had that accommodation built already for that time frame. So the time is ticking already. So, and we know the pressure we've put ourselves under to get that done. So I can quote lots of numbers here about how many millions of journeys, daily journeys, would be required to live in Hedland and come to site. As a director and all our board, we don't see that as very safe at all, being on that road 2 hours a day when you don't need to be there. Simple as that. So camp is about housing the people while they work there, mitigating travel, and having control over them. Because when they're not on site, we have no control over them, what happens. So we have absolutely no objection, and in fact we'll be strongly encouraging as many people to live in Port Hedland as possible. So we have no fixed number. It's going to be what can we do together in terms of encourage that and get people to move here. Obviously there's business opportunities, contracting opportunities. I don't think you need to be told about those. But community is a huge thing for us as well. Like I said, it's why we employed Bronwyn as one of the first managers. Anything else that I've missed?
Yeah, just the airstrip and the camp are very much, as Andy said, about safety for us. But there's so many ways that we as a company, a resource company, can work with the town of Port Hedland and deeply with the community to align with the strategy and blueprint that you guys have for the future. There are so many options around energy. I think hopefully it's an opportunity for us to work with other resource companies to address some of the issues around. We're in a very fortunate position in that we are currently a bit of a blank canvas. We've had very rapid growth. We found this huge deposit. How can we work with you to develop amazing outcomes for the town of Port Hedland? We want to do that. We want to be outstanding partners. And we don't want to just say it. And you've probably heard it from other proponents, but we're here. We want to talk to you. We want to work with you. So.
Don't forget, in your agenda, you actually talk about camp being only 60 kilometres in a direct line. It's actually incorrect. I think it quotes 34 minutes to get there. It's actually 45 to 60 minutes to where the camp would be and where the project is housed. So I did have a bit of a technical problem with that. It's pretty obvious why we don't want people on the road, those big haul roads or haul trains. There's more of them. And it's just 2 hours in somebody's day that they shouldn't be on the road. So that's the main reason. The airstrip, look, it's fundamentally safety. You get them to site, you've got control of them. We've done the studies. Safety-wise, best number one option and priority is on site. The next one is actually the Wodgina airstrip. It still means travel on the highways, but less. So, from a technical thing, Port Hedland's actually the third option. It's not first or second for us. So, it doesn't make much sense maybe to yourself, but that's just the facts of the technical side of it. So anyway, the other two corrections I just wanted to make to the notes. That distance is actually 45 to 60 minutes, and it's actually 70 kilometres direct on road from South Hedland and 85 to Port Hedland. So, that's where we're at.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Beckworth and Ms. Campbell. Thank you for your deputation. Thank you. The second applicant is also received in accordance with Standing Orders 610. Mr. Will Davis on behalf of Pilbara Solar and Mr. Barry Taylor on behalf of Jimaratma Corporation in relation to item 11.3.2. Mr Davis and Mr Taylor, you're invited to come forward to address the council for up to 10 minutes. Is Barry here as well? No. Okay, that's fine. So the gentleman also making a deputation besides Barry is Mr. Sorry? Donnie Wilson. Okay, great. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Before I begin, I'd like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land where we meet today, the Garryara people. Garryara man standing right next to me, and pay my respects to their elders, past, present, and emerging. My name's Will Davis. I'm the manager of the project for Pilbara Solar, and Donnie is representing Jimbrinya Aboriginal Corporation. What I'm planning to do tonight is to provide a brief overview of our project, firstly of Pilbara Solar and then the project, and very importantly the social benefits that the project is providing to Aboriginal people. So Pilbara Solar is a renewable energy, large-scale renewable energy developer. So this first project we're looking at is a 10 megawatt project, 30 k's out of town. Our mission is to deliver high quality renewable energy projects in which Aboriginal people have opportunities for involvement and equity ownership, delivering long-term stable income for communities. We're 50% owned by renewable energy experts who have developed a number of large-scale renewable energy projects on the East Coast, and the other 50% is owned by Yamji Mulva Aboriginal Corporation, which means Aboriginal people and business are an absolute priority. So the Junja Solar Farm is situated at Jimbrinya, which is 30 k's towards Broome, and where Donnie lives. And it's looking at occupying roughly 27 hectares on the Jimbrinya perpetual lease Jimbrinya has there. And Jimbrinya is subleasing a portion of their land to the solar farm. And it's a signature project. It's the first renewable energy project connecting into the Northwest Integrated System, so Horizon Power's system. We've been working closely with them. And yeah, I mean, it's extremely exciting and we can't wait to see it happen. And the power output of the farm, I mean, the farm will be selling power to Horizon, and then Horizon will be on selling it to a mining offtake, who's very keen to purchase green energy. And so just some numbers, the power output of the farm is capable of powering over 3,000 households per year, and the equivalent of producing 5.5 million tonnes per annum of iron ore. So the key Aboriginal social and economic drivers from this project, so we're offering as a developer equity ownership to Jimbrinya. So they'll own a portion of the solar farm and gain income through the solar farm, selling the power to the grid. They'll also have a board position on the solar farm. So we've set up a separate entity called Junja Solar Farm, and that's the Jimbrinya will own a portion of that along with some investors that will put money in. So Pilbara Solar gets these projects to investment ready stage, and investors will come in and put the money in pre-construction. So at development and construction phase, there's 50 FTEs, 60, and then we'll be looking to contract the civil works out to local Aboriginal businesses, and the community itself will receive some land rent, and then Pilbara Solar, being a supply nature registered business in itself, will be receiving a development fee too. And then throughout the operational phase, we'll be employing, the solar farm will employ local community members to do clean solar panels, make sure the vegetation's at a reasonable level, along with obviously being on the board. And then we're also looking at, it's not as simple as just throwing the line over the back and connecting the community itself to the solar farm, but we're looking at other rooftop solar options for the solar farm itself, paying for the community, and Jimbrinya community and Pudjinyama, which is over the other side, railway line, the BHP railway line. So this particular project will be connecting to the Goldsworthy line. And yeah, oh sorry, I'll let Donnie actually talk about yeah, what the project means to him and the Jim Brennan community itself.
Like I was saying, I guess we, trying to have an opportunity of, I guess, to also build a solar thing, module for the, I guess, Indigenous Aboriginal operation that's isolated out and it's very hard to get power, I guess, and that's why we're trying to do this build a solar thing. Like I said, it's something that we look forward to as being in the community and people out there. And this is a first one off that we're trying to hopefully achieve, that we could, like I said, modulate to other Indigenous communities, not only Indigenous, I guess white communities as well, non-Indigenous, sorry. And yeah, so proud to hopefully this all work out for us, and something that would work hard for us, consistent with good, and also with our partnership, and also with comments that assisted us as well, and hopefully we can, like I said, honor it long term. Because I guess it's, we want to be self-sufficient. Living out there, it's, we run off the Rio Tinto power, and it's cost the community a fair bit of money, so hopefully in the long term that we can, stop, I think, that we, I guess, benefit in the long term. So yeah. Thank you very much.
So I'll just add to that also the total targeted Aboriginal benefits for the life of the project is $27.9 million. And just lastly, in regards to the public art policy that the town has, we were wondering if the council would consider waiving the public art contribution based on the social benefits, the key social benefits that we've just gone through, and also taking into consideration the fact that it's a first of a kind project and it's commercially tough to get it over the line, and stakeholders themselves are making concessions to make sure it happens. Or if the council is not willing to waive it, is there an opportunity for the council to consider a reduction and then allow us to commission a piece? Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Davis. Thank you, Mr. Watson. Thank you. Okay, item number 7. Question from members without notice. Are there any questions related to members at all?
Yes.
Yes, Councillor Coles.
Port Hedland Primary School has come forward and has asked whether or not we can, as a council and as elected members of this community, help advocate through them to try and organise shelter over their courts. They've written counts of letters from all different years outlining the reason why they actually require shade over their courts. They want us to try and advocate through the Minister of Education, Kevin Michelle, and whoever else we can actually get to listen to help organise something rather for them. They've got letters of submission that they wish to put forward to council for the CEO and the Mayor to try and see what they can do to help advocate on their behalf.
Okay. Thank you, Councillor Coles. Any more questions, Councillor Coles?
No, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Any more questions for councillors? Councillor Gillingham?
Yes, thank you, through the Chair. Yes, I'd just like to say congratulations to the town of Port Hedland for the 125th birthday celebrations. I did attend as much as the functions as I could, but I'd like to say congratulations. Look, I know there was a lot of work gone into the 125th birthday celebrations. I actually think it could have been bigger and better personally, and it's something which I think really needs to have a more closer look for our event staff, because I believe there was quite a number of event staff away that week as well when I did inquire about some of the event staff. But there was some really good events happening. We had a great day on the Saturday of the markets, where we had lots of fun with the kids with the dress-up costumes there, and I know that that's thanks to Councillor Cole, because I know that she did donate some big outfits there. But we did have a flag parade, and this is something that's always been very dear to my heart, so I'd like to ask if perhaps this flag parade could actually continue every year, because with the over 70 nationalities in our town at any one time, and something which we could maybe build on in the years to come, because there's a lot of people coming back to our town over the years now who've worked here, lived here, their kids have grown up here. Their kids are actually back here now, and they've got kids that are all going to school, and I don't recognise them, but they recognise me, and they're in town, and they're working here, and they're actually coming back, so which is very good. So I'd just like to, if we could pass on to the staff, congratulations, and also congratulations to the Heritage group at Dalgety House, but also congratulations to Manager Julie Arif at the Visitors Centre, and she's in the audience today there, because she's done an amazing job with what she did there with her staff and herself. So thank you personally, and on behalf of everybody, I'm sure the council would all like to say a big thank you as well, Julie, because we've had a great time, and I know you've got markets coming up soon, so please look in all the papers. But just to pass that thanks on, and if we could look more into things for the town of Port Hedland, thank you. That's my first question through the chair. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Councillor Billingham. You have another question?
Thank you. I do have two more short ones. Look, it really aches my heart when I hear Mrs. Gail Victor going to the podium, and I only learned about her plight through the chair, Mayor and CEO and councillors on Saturday, when I actually attended the annual general meeting of the South Hedland branch of the Labour Party, and Mr. Stephen Dawson, Minister Stephen Dawson was there, and this was actually brought up because Mrs. Victor actually shared that with us. It was the first time I'd actually heard of that, and then I've only just found out recently that it's something that has been happening, and she became homeless on Monday. So, look, I urge our council, I urge Mayor and CEO to please talk to Mr. Stephen Dawson, Minister Dawson, and the Minister for Housing, and please to see what we can do for not only Mrs. Victor, but also other people in this town. There's senior people in our town. We don't know what's happening for accommodation with our senior people, and we've talked about this before. So please, I think this is an urgent matter that we need to have. We have a very hot summer ahead of us, and I think living in a car with two dogs is just something which it's not possible. And I believe, I'm not sure, but I believe Miss Victor is on a pension. So, but I stand corrected on that. I really am not sure about that. So please, if we could, through the chair, please make this a matter of urgency. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Billingham. You have one more question?
Yes, I do actually. I'd like to also thank our staff and admin for, firstly, on the 22nd of October, when it was the dinner of the Port Hedland's 125th birthday, which I didn't attend, only because I had already bought tickets to go and see Tom Curtin, who was a visiting musician down at our Oval here, who had an amazing display of obedience with dogs and animals and horses. Look, there must have been about 300 people when there was a fantastic family night. I was disappointed when I did ask some questions on staff a few days earlier, and they didn't know that the event was on. So there was a bit of a clash there, and I think that's something we really need to catch up on as council. Look, I wanted to support the visiting musician, because they're doing it tough out there, visiting musicians, and as a musician myself, I know that they were doing it really tough. But also they presented representing the Dolly's Dream, which is about, you know, the suicidal with that young girl who took her life a few years ago, a country girl. So look, it was a fantastic event, and look, it was just amazing evening. Went from 6 o'clock to 9 o'clock, and it was amazing. So please thank the staff also, because they did get some fantastic support from our council staff, and they wanted me to pass that information on to our staff, and thank you very much, especially Sarah Harris in her event area. And to tie in with that, I was asked to volunteer my services on the Wednesday last week, Wednesday, with the Teddy Bears Picnic, which was on a Wednesday, because Teddy Bears Picnic is supposed to be on a Tuesday, but as the song goes. But we had a fantastic morning at the J.D. Hardy Centre, and there was at least 250 children and their mums and that, and kids, kindy and pre-primary age group. And the staff down there did an amazing job, so please pass the congratulations on. And every child that attended had a teddy bear, which thanks to sponsors who actually arranged through Kmart and who did a great job. So look, we had a great day, and we sang all the songs from the Teddy Bears Picnic to Bananas in Pyjamas, and you know, and heads, knees and toes and all that sort of stuff. But it was a really great day, and especially Sheridan Green, and to Julie Rose and all her staff down there did a fantastic job. So thanks very much. Please pass on my congratulations. Thank you.
Okay, great. Thank you, Councillor Gillingham. Do you have any further questions from Council at all? Yes, Councillor Urquhart.
Mayor?
Sorry, Councillor.
A couple of things I want to say.
Yes, sir.
So in response to Jan's comments, fully agree and congratulate Town Board and the staff and the community for the 125 years celebration. I think the opportunity exists for us as a council, working alongside community, to be strategic in the way we approach our planning and things like our festivities. So I'll just highlight the opportunity for us to come together and look at those events that we want to celebrate, those things that build our community, those things that celebrate the community, those things that celebrate the culture, the very diverse culture of our community. So I would say as we move into the new year and we move into our strategic planning, that should be at the forefront of our thinking. In response to the very dire circumstances of Miss Victor, I would ask through the chair that council make steps to engage with Department of Communities through housing and through health, and that we have a conversation about how we can respond to the issue of homelessness and to those individual circumstances that surround Miss Victor. There are agencies that are in town that are funded to provide support, and we need to, as a council, ensure that they are working to the best interests of families, of individuals that find themselves in those sort of circumstances. Lastly, I'll just make one point. I think the opportunity for us as a council, working with community and with our key agencies, is to plan for the summer ahead in terms of some of the challenges we often have around community safety. I know council are preparing papers around things like community patrols, security patrols, activation of our facilities, a more coordinated and collaborative approach in the way we deliver services to the town. So I just want to put that on the agenda forefront, because I think we can always improve how we deliver services in town. I will just say one more thing, because I have Miss Gloria Jacobs, who's also the chair of the Health Committee, East Pilbara District Health Committee. We've had a conversation in the last week. It was put to me that there's an opportunity for council to look at how we support people and families that are suffering or have need support around cancer treatment and other health ailments. So again, through the chair, I would ask that the council consider and make steps to engage with the committee to explore what that might be like. And what I will do from this meeting is to send an email to council just outlining the issues that were raised to me as Deputy Mayor, and then suggest that we move forward and explore the options that are there.
Okay.
Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Deputy Mayor. Other questions? Councillor Urquhart.
Thank you, Mayor. And just on the tail of both Councillor Gillingham and Councillor Turner about planning for the future and festivities with regard to the 125 that we've just had 2 Fridays ago. Next year, and I'll put this on notice to the town, or the council here and the town members, we're all in this together. Next year is 50 years for South Hedland, 1972 to 2022. Can we now have it on notice that we start looking at how to celebrate that festival? There is a time capsule buried at somewhere in the vicinity of South Hedland Square Shopping Centre. Can we actually find the location and make sure that that is brought up next year, please?
Absolutely. Thank you, Councillor Urquhart. Any more questions at all from councillors? No, great. Thank you. Okay, item number 8. The presiding members' meetings for the month of September and October 21 are detailed within the agenda and printed into the minutes. Item number 9, declaration for all members have due consideration to all matters contained in the business paper before the meeting. I invite all elected members to declare by a show of hands that they have given all due consideration to all matters contained within the agenda. May I have a show of hands, please? Thank you, councillors. Item number 10, confirmation of minutes of previous meeting. We have a recommendation before us that the minutes of the ordinary council meeting held on the 29th of September 2021 and the special council meeting held on Monday the 18th of October 2021 are true and a correct record. Can I have a mover, please? Mover, thank you. Councillor Turner, have a seconder, please.
I'll second it, Mayor.
Councillor McDonough, thank you. Is anyone against the motion? As the motion is not opposed, I declare it carried 9-0. Before we move on to office reports, I remind members of the public not to take any action on council decisions on items on this evening's agenda in which may they have an interest in, until formally notified in writing by the town has been received. Decisions made on this meetings can be revoked in line with the Local Government Act 1995. Okay, before we go to the next item, I'd like to have a mover and a seconder, please, to move items number 11.3.2 and 11.3.3 move forward for the meeting. Can I have a mover, please, for those? Thank you, Councillor Gillingham. Can I have a seconder, please? Thank you, Councillor Bennett. We'll deal with the solar one first. Oh, you want to oppose that? No. Okay, motion's carried 9-0. Thank you. Oh, do great. Okay. Yes, okay. Yeah, Councillor Zilke, can you please leave the room while we do the Super 8 mining one first? Yes. We're going to do 11.3.3 first up, please.
Sorry, point of clarification, Mayor, just for the benefit of the minutes.
Yes.
I believe Councillor Zilke's actually got to read out his
He's already done that. He's done that in the deputation.
Given he's already left the room, Councillor, I'm happy to advise, as advised at the beginning of the meeting, Councillor Zilke's declared a financial interest in 11.3.3. And the nature of the interest is that he holds shares in DeGraff. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Councillor John. Okay, 11.3, mining tenement L2045-L36, proposed aerodrome workforce accommodation. Okay, councillors, I refer to the office report's recommendation in relation to 11.3.3, mining tenement L45-635, the proposed alternative recommendation. If my recommendation is not supported, I will foreshadow the officer's recommendation. I move that council defer the consideration of the miscellaneous licence L45-635 to the ordinary council meeting on the 24th of November 2021, in accordance with clause 12.1D of the Town of Port Hedland Standing Orders Local Law 2014 for the following reason. To allow time to council to consider the deputation provided by the applicant in relation to the objection lodged by the Department of Mining, Industry Regulation and Safety in relation to the collation of the proposed aerodrome workforce accommodation, and to further receive briefing from the applicant. Can I have a second, please?
I'll second it, mate.
Thank you, Councillor McDonough. Is anyone against the motion? Okay, if the motion is not opposed, I will manually declare that 9-0. So then now the office recommendation, that will be heard on the next council meeting on the 24th of November.
Your worship, how can that be 9 with 1 miss?
8-0. 8-0. Thank you, Councillor Urquhart. Okay. Okay, thank you, DeGray, for your assistance tonight. Thank you. We'll go back to 11.3.2. Yep.
So we've got comments from the floor.
We can't comment.
It's not. Oh, sorry, point of clarification. It wasn't a motion. It was a procedural.
Yes, very motion. Yes.
Motion,
Yeah.
just to defer it.
Defer it, correct. Yes. Councillor Zilke, we have deferred the motion to the 24th of November, next council meeting. Okay. Okay, 11.3.2. Joint application panel, application for development approval of a solar farm on lot 268 Great Northern Highway, Pepingarra. We have an office recommendation that council recommends that the regional joint development assessment panel approves the development application subject to the conditions and advice notes listed in the report. Can I have a mover, please? Councillor Bennett, thank you. May I have a seconder, please?
Yep.
Councillor Urquhart, thank you. Is anyone against the motion? Not against the motion is not opposed. I declare it carried 9-0. Okay, we move on to 11.1.2, rates concession pensioner cap gap. Oh, sorry, yeah. Okay, sorry. 11.1.1, statement of financial activity for period ending 31st of August 2021. We have an office recommendation that council notes, sorry. 11.1.1 Statement of Financial Activity for period ending 31 August 2021. We have office recommendation that Council notes the Statement of Financial Activity for period ending 31st of August 2021. Can I have a mover, please? Councillor Silky, thank you. May I have a seconder, please?
I'll second it, Mayor.
Thank you, Councillor McDonough. Is any against the motion? Are there any questions? As the motion is not opposed, I declare it carried 9-0. (11.1.2) Rates Concession Pensioner Cap Gap Remission. We have an office recommendation that the Council approves the granting of the pensioner cap gap remission as outlined in the recommendations. This requires an absolute majority. Can I have a mover, please? Councillor Gillingham, thank you.
So moved.
Seconder. Councillor Zilke, Councillor Urquhart, thank you. Is anyone against the motion? Are there any questions? Okay, the motion not opposed. I declare it carried absolutely majority, 9-0. Okay, 11.1.3, the 2022 Council and Committees meeting schedules. We have an office recommendation that Council approves the 2020 and schedule ordinary council meetings for the Audit and Risk Finance Compliance Committee meeting and arrange advertising and approves dates by the way of public notice. Can I have a mover, please?
So moved.
With Councillor Coles, thank you. May I have a seconder, please? Councillor McDonough, thank you. Is anyone against the motion? Are there any questions? As the motion is not opposed, I declare it carried 9-0. (11.1.4) Elected members' representation on external committees. We have an office recommendation that Council appoints elected members as representatives of the Town of Port Hedland within the following external organisations. Okay, so the first one is the BHP Engagement Group. As my Mayor, Peter Carter, as a proxy is Councillor Turner. The East Pilbara District Health Advisory Committee. We're looking for a councillor. We need 2 nominations, please, a councillor and a proxy, please, for this committee.
Mr Mayor, yes please. I would like to nominate myself.
Okay, Councillor Coles. Okay, and Councillor Bennett as a proxy. That's to the East Pilbara District Health Advisory Committee. Headland Road Community Safety Group. Myself, Mayor Carter, looking for 2 proxies on this, please.
I'd like to nominate for that one, please.
Great, thank you, McDonough. Councillor McDonough, thank you. May I have a seconder, please? Second.
I'll do a little
Yeah,
nomination.
Councillor Christian, thank you. Headland Community Safety and Advisory Forum. Myself, Mayor Carter, and proxy Deputy Mayor, Councillor Turner. Headland Senior High School Independent Board, Public Board. Myself as Mayor Carter. The Kimberley Pilbara Gascoyne Joint Development Assessment Panel, known as JDAP. Myself, Mayor Carter, Deputy Mayor, Councillor Turner, and we're looking for 2 proxies.
Yes please, Mr Mayor, I'd like to put my name forward.
Yes, you're already on that already as well. Yeah, Councillor Coles. Can we have a seconder, another proxy on that? Have a crack. Okay. Okay, Councillor McDonough. Thank you. Local Emergency Management Committee, LEMAC, is myself, Mayor Carter, Councillor. Okay, thank you, Deputy Councillor Turner. Pilbara Country Zone, Wolga, myself, Mayor Carter, Deputy Councillor Turner. Pilbara Regional Council, known as PRC, myself, Mayor Carter, Deputy Councillor Turner.
Point of clarification with that, is that still in existence, Mayor?
It's actually being wound up. It's on its last leg, yes.
Yeah,
Hopefully
okay.
it'll be wound up the next, it's been going on for quite a while, yes.
Okay.
I know, yes.
I shall put my hand up. Me too.
Okay, the Port Hedland Industries Council Committee Industry Forum, looking for 2 councillors, or councillor and a proxy for this one.
Happy to put my hand up for that.
Okay, councillor Coles, and a proxy can be,
Well, yeah, I just probably just need point of clarification because my employer is a member of FIC. Is that an issue?
I think so.
I wouldn't think so, councillor, other than the fact that you may have to declare an interest if some items come up on that group.
Then I'm happy to put my hand up.
Okay, so we'll have councillor Cole and councillor McDonough. The Port Hedland Technical Advisory and Consultative Committee. I need a councillor and a proxy for that one, please. Okay, councillor Bennett, thank you. And a proxy. Councillor McDonough, thank you. Regional Capital Alliance WA. Mayor Peter Carter, proxy Councillor Turner. No. Do you want to put a proxy in there?
No.
Yeah, that's...
Councillors, unless there's particular interest in that item, I can't see a need for 2 proxies on one position. I think the call on that is probably not significant. I'd suggest you don't need to.
Okay. Thank you, CEO. Regional Capitals Australia, Mayor Carter and Deputy Mayor Councillor Turner as a proxy. Regional Road Group, formerly known as Pilbara Regional Road Group, Mayor Carter, and we're looking for 2 councillors as proxies.
Yeah, put my name forward, please.
Yeah, thank you, Councillor Christensen. We have a second proxy. Yeah, okay, Councillor Zilke. Thank you, Councillor. Sport Bank Committee Reference Group, Mayor Carter. The Port Hedland Community Consultative Committee, looking for 2 councillors to be...
I'll put my hand forward.
Okay, Councillor Coles, thank you. Anyone else? Okay, we'll just go with the ones for Councillor Coles. Regional Aviation Consulting Group, Mayor Carter.
Yes, Mayor.
Proxy. Councillor Urquhart, thank you.
Can we have another one on there as well, Mayor?
It's only
Chair?
one.
Only one?
Only
All
one.
right.
Yeah,
Good.
sorry,
That's
Councillor Gillingham.
Thank you.
Good, that's good. We shouldn't put 3 crosses.
Yeah, just Mayor and you, yeah. Oh, we'll change it for you. Deb?
No, 4.
If you're happy to do it, or do you want us to go back and review it and get another councillor? Okay, do you want to put it back to the group, the Sport Bank reference group? Sorry, I had it.
Okay, we'll go back to the Sport Bank Committee Reference Group. Mayor Carter. 1 proxy. Councillor Christensen, thank you.
Excuse me, through the chair.
Yes.
Just for the sake of the minutes, could we just clarify time before we move on?
Yep.
Okay, so the Pilbara Regional Council, the PRC. So I've got Mayor Carter, Deputy Mayor Turner.
Yep, and no other nominations? No. No proxies.
And the Sport Bank Community Reference Group, I have Mayor Carter.
And Councillor Christensen?
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
Right, thank you.
So you may need to move those.
Yeah. Okay, can I have a mover, please, for all those appointments and a seconder? Councillor Zilke, thank you. Can I have a seconder, please? Councillor Coles, thank you. Is anyone against the motion? Are there any questions? Motion not opposed. It's carried 9-0. Thank you for the nominations. Okay, 11.1.5, appointment of councillors to the Town of Port Hedland's Audit and Risk Compliance ARC Committee. We have an officer's recommendation that council remain the current ARC Committee terms of reference and appoints 3 elected members to the Audit and Risk Compliance Committee. Can we please have 3 nominations, please? Yeah, we have Deputy Mayor Councillor Turner, we have Councillor Coles, and Councillor Christensen. Oh, well, yeah, I did. Yeah, got it. Bennett.
You read out Coles.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, sorry, Councillor Bennett. Yeah, Bennett, sorry. Same thing. Yeah, same. Okay, is anyone against that motion? Are there any questions? Okay.
It's an absolute majority. I'll clarify for the minute taker, it's Councillor Turner, it's Councillor Bennett, and Councillor Christensen.
Correct.
It's an absolute majority.
Is an absolute majority. Are there any questions? Okay, if the motion is not opposed, I declare it carried 9-0. Yeah, I did it already. Did we move it?
No.
Oh, sorry.
So moved.
Oh, sorry, Councillor Cole, sorry. That's where we got it. Councillor Coles. And a seconder, Councillor Zilke. Thank you. Okay, that's fine.
Declare it carried.
Oh, we already had that. Yeah, 9-0. Yeah. Okay, 11.2, community services. There are nil. 11.1.3, application for, 11.3.1, application for development approval of family daycare at 8 Robinson Street, Port Hedland. We have an officer's recommendation that council approve the development application for family daycare at 8 Robinson Street, Port Hedland, subject to the conditions and the advice notes listed in the officer's report. Can I have a mover, please? Councillor Zilke, thank you. I have a second.
I'll second it, Mayor.
Thank you, Councillor McDonough. Is anyone against this motion? Are there any questions? As the motion not opposed, I declare it carried 9-0. Yep. 11.4, infrastructure services, there is nil. 11.5.1, the Port Hedland Visitors Centre annual review and extension of management agreement. We have an officer's recommendation that council receive the annual report from the management of the Port Hedland Visitors Centre for the year for 1-year management contract and endorses the extension of the initial contract with a term of a new contract dating expiry date 30 June 2023. Can I have a mover, please?
So moved.
Move.
Seconded.
Councillor Turner, I have a seconder. Councillor Gillingham. Is anyone against the motion? Are there any questions? As the motion is not opposed, I declare it carried 9-0. (11.5.2) Appointment of councillors to the Town of Port Hedland's Chief Executive Officer of Reformers Review Working Group. We have an officer's recommendation that council appoints 3 elected members to the Chief Executive Officer's Performance Review Working Group. Can we please have 3 nominations, please?
Mr Mayor, just for this particular item, whilst I have no influence over the decision, I declare an impartiality interest in this item, given it's for my review.
Thank you, CEO. I would like to declare myself on that committee. Yes. Councillor Turner, thank you.
I'd like to nominate. Yeah.
Councillor Urquhart, thank you. Anyone else? Three. Three's plenty. Okay. Is anyone against this motion?
Yes.
Oh, yeah,
Because the terms of reference
cool.
specifically nominate you and the deputy.
Okay, yeah, cool. Okay, are there any questions? Can we get a mover, please? Councillor Zilke, thank you. Councillor McDonough, seconder. Is anyone against the motion? Are there any questions? As the motion is not opposed, I declare it carried 9-0. Item 12, reports of communities, there is nil. Item 13, a motion which a previous is given, there is nil. Item 14, new business of urgent nature, late items, there is nil. Item 15, matter of which meeting will be closed, confidential matters, there is nil. Item 16, closure. 16.1, date of the next meeting. That brings us to the end of this meeting. The next ordinary council meeting will be held on Wednesday, the 24th of November, 2021, commencing at 5:30 p.m. 16.2, closure. There being no further business, I declare the meeting closed at 6:56 p.m. I'd like to thank councillors, members of the public and CEO of his staff for their attendance tonight. Thank you very much.